Greetings and salutations, everybody. We're back for more Dungeons and Dragons. Huzzah!
Yeah!
Wow.
Yeah.
Nick was so excited. I think cut him off. Discord decided to just cut him off.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, okay.
It's always Wyrod who has like the exclamation of loudness that just gets cut short.
I will say, like it's not as funny as every time Austin tries to do like a high pitched character voice and Discord just mutes him immediately. I don't know what it is. I just think it just interprets high pitched noises as just like, nope. This is actually not
none of that.
None of that.
That is clearly background noise
voices.
and is not what you want. At any rate, when we last left off, which was, I believe, 2 weeks ago, you guys had managed to find your way through the... You defeated the... oh, that's right, yes. You had defeated... It was after defeating the... No, you just... I think you actually... Last session was the one where you beat up the shard of Pyros, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was how the session started, yes. And
then you went. Then when it died,
we ended up hanging out in a volcano for a while.
When you died, the gate that was in the room opened. You dove through the gate because the place was collapsing, and you ended up in a volcano. Well, in a temple on the volcano.
Right. So, we all of us now have lava cooled armor encasing our bodies because the volcano.
That of course is exactly how that works and is totally what happened. You were correct.
Right. Yeah. Well, if you put your head in like a cup of water first, it's completely safe. So yeah.
I mean, it depends.
For how long?
Yeah.
The joke was like you put your hand in the cup of water, they just jump entirely into the lava with the parts that are not covered in water. It's just like, it's still safe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you went to all the trouble of, getting that hand clean. You don't want to get it dirty right away.
The problem with parsing sentences the wrong way. At any rate, so you found that there were a bunch of cultists, I guess you could say, dedicated to the Primal Beast of Fire there. They were all doing a thing over by what looked like an inactive gate. Oh, did I say it was active? I forget.
Mm-hmm. It looked inactive. Okay,
that's why I remembered it being, but I wanted to double check to make sure I didn't.
Then they proceeded to have a fire festival.
Basically, yeah. You guys, they basically said, "Oh, are you guys followers of Pyros?" You're like, "No." They're like, "Okay, good." You're a follower of Mortis. Cool. You're a follower of an actual living god. That's awesome. Right, yeah, okay. You're apparently this kobold here is a follower of the Primal Beast of Water. That's adorable.
Seething
I mean, you're an individual follower of a somewhat opposed cult in their territory. They're just not worried.
like you be cool, you can stay the night.
Yeah, basically, just don't do anything stupid, kid. We'll just pretend nothing's going on. Don't worry about it.
How dare you insult a dragon in this way?
Hey. No, that comes later when the actual dragon came to the volcano and did not acknowledge the greatness that is Injir with even a look.
Yes, that is accurate.
Injir might be about the. I believe that Injir is actually like the size of one of the dragon's claws. So it might,
if he's lucky. Maybe if Injir has a growth spurt.
Ooh.
It's a big dragon.
That'll come at level 25.
At any rate, yes, the Primal Beast of Fire apparently did in fact show up and went to take a nap in the volcano. As you do if you're a giant ancient red dragon of ancientness.
And essentially after that we were just kind of like, well, I guess we should leave.
It is morning and you can leave. And they are more than happy to have you guys wander off. You guys don't seem to actually be a threat to them, so hey, cool. But yes.
Yeah, I do like how the Fire Beast worshippers are ironically chill.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're gods here. It doesn't seem to be objecting to your presence, so whatever.
I mean, they're pretty blazed, so that's probably
All right. One other note. As far as you guys could tell from where you saw it, the other note about the gate is it looks fully and utterly intact, just not on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it is it looks like a full-size gate.
Mm-hmm. It's nice. It can seat an entire family. Fantastic. It's not one of those coupe gates that it's a little tight, a bit of a tight squeeze. Got it.
Yep. At any rate, so you guys, it is morning. You have breakfast. You head down the mountain. Nothing bad happens. In fact, for the most of this day, it's going to be about a couple of days' travel back to the Temple of Mortis. And as far as you guys can tell, it's going to be, at least, the first day at least, seems uneventful. Nothing bad happens.
It's kind of what we need. It's kind of what we need right now. So.
Yeah, actually, it's a nice, like, yeah, you get annoyed by dinosaurs occasionally, but like I'm not to the point where you're actually like, in a threatened position. So like yes, like as you wander through the forest, you do in fact see a very very large, very obviously predatory dinosaur bipedal dinosaur goes stomping by. It sort of glances at you, decides you guys are nowhere near big enough to be worth eating, and wanders off.
Creature takes offense particularly to that.
Yeah, basically a T-Rex wanders up, looks at you guys and goes, they'll probably run. That's not anywhere near enough calories to chase. Like, if you were already dead, sure, it'd probably snap you up, but you have to, like, it'd have to move to eat you, and that's, like, work. And there's probably, like, a carcass over there it could go snack on if it really wanted to.
Oh, my gosh. All right. Well.
I mean, T-Rexes are partially scavengers in there, as we could tell, so,
Yeah. While we're walking, Cameron is probably just looking over some of the books that he checked out of the library. That's what that was.
Oh, yeah.
Right? The vault.
Absolutely.
And he's looking over the journals there as we're walking. If anything of note comes up, whatever. Otherwise, he's just reading over, jotting things in his personal journal.
Right.
It's a very cumbersome thing to be doing while walking.
I would imagine that's not that easy, yeah.
Cameron, you're going to hit a tree.
Let him. It'll be funny.
No, that's not going to be the case. I'm simply going to run into one or two.
Which is kind of amazing, because aren't these like see-through like tablets?
No.
Okay, so they're more like Kindles, not like.
Kind of. All right, so here's the best, easy way to describe it. Imagine each page is its own self-contained OLED display that somehow is self-powering, but it doesn't actually power anything other than a passive prismatic multi-layered interface, which changes which subpage you're looking at any given time.
Yeah, see, the way I was kind of imagining it was like, okay, like that, but like it was like the words are like on a transparent page. But
right, it's basically it's a I'm trying to think. I think it's a 5-way polarizing layer is how it works, and you're just changing which polarization combinations are active at any given time to see what's underneath.
Wait a minute. How does this work with politics?
The politics is that anyways.
Yeah, Cameron's just a few millennia or centuries at least separated from the current time, so he's totally good to talk politics with somebody. So.
If Glix tries to bait anything out of Cameron, he'll just say, remember Glix, the most important lesson of all, money has no inherent value.
See, you're insane.
All right, commie.
Don't be the first obvious answer for Glix is don't be ridiculous. It's shiny.
Yeah, I mean, shiny things are always worth stuff.
But that's a subjective value that you place upon it, and thus the conversation goes downhill very fast.
No, but shiny's inherently valuable. That's just shiny is inherent value. Duh. It's obvious. It's obvious.
Otherwise, why are there shiny things?
And then, this is the way. These are the ways that Cameron entertains himself briefly with Glix. It's just like
Shiny things are valuable.
All right,
Sometimes
so
you have to hide that they're shiny, so you smear like soot or something.
all right.
all
Go
right,
ahead,
so I've kind of lost track a little bit. So like we're leaving the place and we're going to where?
You're headed back to the
Mortis
Temple of
Temple.
Mortis so that you
Okay,
can,
so we figured out where we were exactly in relation to that.
Right. So there was confusion on that last session in terms of cardinal directions and such. But
Yeah.
we
In yes.
character know where we are on the
yes,
island.
you roughly,
Yeah, because-
roughly where you're on the island. You know,
because there's only one volcano.
there's only one major
that we
volcano
have
on the
seen.
island, and that was very clearly it.
Yeah.
So the map is actually accurate now. Well, in terms of like, okay, you have point A and point B. If you go in a straight line, you will get there.
Okay.
Because the Temple of Mortis is on the map. The volcano is on the map.
Yeah, we've got fast travel set up now. So
Unfortunately, no, you don't.
okay,
What?
we have automatic travel set up right now.
I mean, you kind of do, because it's like, yeah, and like a whole day just passed. So, you know.
Glix, Cameron types in /follow targeting Kalia. There he problem
Yeah,
solved.
basically.
This is exactly what I'm doing, honestly.
All right. So, but if there's
Kalia,
any,
who's just hearing her kids argue in the back.
Pulls to the McDonald's, black coffee, drives off.
All right. So, it is evening time, and you guys should probably look for somewhere to camp.
I can do this.
All right, shall we do some survival? Or
Survival, nature,
survival?
perception, investigate, pick a skill.
Okay.
question, Peter. By the
Yes.
way, is this the first session that you want to?
Oh, that
invoke
is right.
your-
I forgot to
your
mention
new
that.
rule?
All right, so I'm implementing a new house rule. So there's a mechanic in 5th edition that we all completely keep forgetting about, which is called inspiration, where you will from time to time have inspiration points that you can spend to basically re-roll dice, or you can give the inspiration to somebody else. I want to codify that a little bit more than the rules do, and make sure that they're around more also for players to use. Therefore, everybody will start every session with one inspiration point, and they will reset at long rests, after a long rest. You will get you can earn additional ones by, playing into complications that have happened to you for some reason, shape, or form, creating complications for yourself that make sense in terms of role playing, or if I just subjectively said, yeah, you just did something that was cool and inspirational, something's been inspired in you. Here's a point. But in general, you will at least have one every full in-game day, is the theory. Technically speaking, they'll reset every 2 short rests, but you're guaranteed one at a long rest.
Okay. Just wanted to.
I forgot to mention that. This is also a mechanic that I will probably might end up using to key various abilities off of at some point also.
All right. So survival.
Gier has flubbed very hard.
Cameron's not doing good either. That's important.
I rolled very slightly above average.
Investigation pretty good.
Whoa, wow. 4, 4,
12, and
Come on, Cito. Roll that survival.
or something. I mean,
It could be perception.
it could be
too,
perception. It
right.
could be investigation, I guess.
Yeah.
It could be nature if you got it.
Can I intimidate the force into giving us
No.
someplace
No.
to hide?
Hey, 16. All right, between Cito and Glix, you in fact do find. All right, so here's what you actually do find. You find a clearing, which has very clearly been at some point very recently used as a campsite.
Wait a
Like-
minute.
It looks like it was used yesterday.
Is this our
No.
campsite?
Well, no, it doesn't look like your campsite. It looks. Here's the thing. It's very clear it's been used as a campsite. Cito, you find no footprints.
It's fine.
I mean, that's normal for me. The rest of y'all.
You find no. There were no tracks there at all. Like, it's very clear. Other than, like, you know, a tent was set up here and there's a cook fire here. But no, whoever used the place didn't leave any tracks on the ground at all.
Yeah, they didn't crawl. They didn't slide.
So, seeing how Cito is passively familiar with magical things, do I suspect that a spell has been used to mask footprints in this area?
You could use an the Arcana skill if you'd like.
We'll do that. I'm not great at it, but
It's the one that makes sense. Well, you rolled a 19. Actually, okay, yeah, there's definitely a slight magical aura in the area that's very pervasive. But it doesn't seem like anyone's like particularly cast any particular spells. But definitely there's a magical aura to the area that you're not very familiar with. You swear you've seen it somewhere before, but you can't put a finger on it.
Is there a general feeling I get about it?
It feels like it fits in fairly well with the scenery overall.
Okay. Cito will make the general statement of her findings regarding the site. Does Cito get the impression at all that whatever was here might still be around in any
I
respect?
can't tell.
Fair enough. All right, Cito will just say that.
Wait, what? Like,
Campsite.
you're saying that there aren't any tracks here. Oh, and he's saying it's magic. We should go someplace else. Let's go someplace else.
I don't know. I don't know. This seems like it might be exciting if something happens here, but more importantly, I'm not sure we're going to find a much better site anywhere nearby. At least, I'm not going to notice anything better anywhere nearby.
And you're just kind of like over there, Cameron nodding. He's like, "This is the best campsite we're gonna find."
I'm going to do a thing, but go ahead. Sorry, I just realized I could do something, but so sorry I interrupted you. I'll wait until you've said your piece.
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Kalia is going to use Divine Sense.
Okay.
Until the end of my next turn, I can sense anything affected by the Hallow spell, or know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet that is not behind total cover.
Okay.
Or I sense anything.
Nothing that is in any of those categories.
Okay.
Terrible.
That's all that's the stuff that she's most concerned
figured.
So, oh no, the weird tree thing that Glix is afraid of might show up, whatever.
I'll be afraid of the weird tree thing. It is terrible for all of us.
Well,
By the way,
might as well
as Glix is shouting that, Glix, you feel someone tapping you on the shoulder. Hi, Glix.
Oh dear.
Who is it?
It's the quote elf end quote you from before.
Yeah, that behind. I am behind Kalia right now. I will actually like Misty step to Kalia.
Fair.
I will burn that spell right the fuck now.
I'll burn this forest down right the fuck now.
It's good to see you again, Glix. I told you we'd be running into each other soon.
Yeah, that's some information that I definitely had and had not like buried under trauma. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing quite well. How are you and your friends doing? I trust your adventures have been going well?
things are going well. You know, ate a god, stole some books.
Fascinating. That sounds like fun.
Oh, I thought it was fun at the time.
Good.
So, what's going on here? What you doing?
Oh,
What brings you out to this deck of the jungle? And it's a jungle.
it very much is. You are correct. It is a jungle.
Care to introduce us to your friend here, Glix?
Oh, that is most rude of me. You may
Yes,
call me Ephraim.
Ephraim, huh? No idea what that means.
So,
This guy is obviously really dodgy. I don't think Cedo has a real concept of the Fae from, underwater.
Yeah, but as an
So I
aside,
don't think that she would have, like,
the
kind of
magic. By the way,
perception
Cena, the
about
magic you were detecting in the area. Now you know where you've seen it before.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
probably like pouring off of this guy like friggin' waves.
Yeah, since
All
he's not
right,
hiding it at the moment. Yeah.
All right. I'm just going, obviously passive insight is a thing, but seeing as how this guy is quite dubious in his nature, and Glix very clearly has concerns about this individual. Cedo is basically paying very close attention to everything he's saying with scrutiny
Yep.
in regards to, all right, what aren't you saying, or what are you saying through,
Yeah, fair.
duplicity?
Oh, but yes, I did have a chance to talk with Granny, and she actually wanted me to pass on something to you, Glix.
Oh, lovely. That just warms my little cup.
I thought it might. No, she has
Randy.
nothing bad. She just has an offer for you, Glix. That's all.
Okay.
Are you interested in hearing the offer?
Do you want to?
I will listen to. I will listen to the offer and make no promises one way or the other.
That is a wise decision,
Glix,
Glix.
Glix, if you ever need
The
to,
wisest thing he's ever decided to do in this entire campaign.
Yeah.
Glix, if you ever need any sort of legal counsel, I'll let you know. I'm not a lawyer, but I had a roommate who knew somebody who was taking a law class once.
And I have caught 1 or 2 episodes of Matlock.
Don't worry.
The sound was off. I got the gist of it.
But I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Don't worry. I played
But I
it.
tell you what,
I
on
played the
TV.
tutorial of Phoenix Wright game. I'm good.
So,
Not
it's
aware,
very
but I
simple,
play one on
Glix.
TV.
You have borrowed something from Granny that you probably shouldn't have, but she is willing to overlook that for the foreseeable future. If you were to agree to do a simple little task for her, that's all.
What scale of little and simple are we talking?
It's just a small bit of investigation. That's all. And let's give you say it wouldn't be much. It would be a fairly lengthy time limit for a mortal like you.
Okay. Go on.
Very well.
I'm agreeing to nothing.
Understandable. All she wants you to do is to discover, to look into the creation of the gates and let her know any information you discover about them within the time frame of, say, I believe she said, oh yes, that's right. You have 5 years. If you do not relate to
500
no,
years.
5 years.
5,000 years.
5 years. And at the end of the 5 years, if you pass on any information you have learned about the gates to Granny, she will forgive you for borrowing the thing that you borrowed from her without asking.
Some very generous wording on his part.
Additionally, if you so need it, you can call upon her call upon her for a favor from time to time.
because that doesn't come with any additional cost at all, ever.
He sort of tilts his head and smirks.
I suspect that the response there is, "Oh, favors are meant to be repaid. That's why they're favors."
He's not saying it. He's
I
actually
like
actually
that.
just not saying
Aloud.
anything at the moment.
Oh no!
I
Like I was saying that it's like a projection.
Oh, fair enough.
I like to think that while this is being discussed, Cameron is standing nearby Glix, like silently reading the journal out loud when it's talking about. So, the gate. So the gates. Okay, there's.
Shut up! That's a bargaining chip.
But yes, if you hold anything back, of course, then the deal is null and void, and and the hunt will ensue.
Regarding the individual borrowed, what happens to him at the end of the 5 years?
Oh, I believe that you will be allowed to continue borrowing him for the rest of your natural life.
And at the end of that, to said object?
That is between the object and Granny.
I have some things to mull over.
That is totally understandable, Glix. You know how to contact Granny or me.
You do? That's Kalia saying that out loud.
Well, I don't think he knows consciously, but he'll figure it out.
Pretty sure if Bob could clench, he would be clenching right now.
I imagine is screaming in my head.
And with that, I shall bid you all a most wonderful evening, and I shall leave you a small token of my appreciation. And he places a very elegant glass bottle on the ground at his feet, bows, and fades into non-existence.
Okay, no one touch that. Never accept gifts from these assholes.
Should we shoot it?
You can absolutely shoot it. No, wait, no, don't shoot it. That might be an insult.
Fair enough.
Ito will, without touching it, slither over and observe.
It looks like a wine bottle. A very fancy, nice wine bottle.
Is it legible? Like, does it have a label?
Yes, actually, it does.
The label say.
Are you familiar with the script of the Unseelie Court, Sito?
Let me check my other pants. Can't say I've ever paid much attention to that course in Hit Stuff College.
The Unseelie Court. That was at what episode?
It is a variant on sort of like Elven is a variant of the same language, but
yeah. So Cameron knows Elvish.
Yeah, it looks like Elvish, but weird.
Yeah, weird.
It looks like it looks like an Elven dialect, basically.
Let's see.
I do think I have a solution, however.
You almost certainly do.
Yes, I have comprehend languages.
I thought you probably did.
Can use it as a ritual.
That's great. Thumbs up. Cool. Oh yeah. Basically, effectively, sort of Chateau de Queen of the Winter Court. Insert old vintage here.
I imagine it being read by Orson Welles for some reason.
Absolutely, but Chateau de Winter Court, 2214.
Made with green penis.
What? I won't say that out loud. Call my agent. Just a few for the road.
Wait a minute. That's stupid.
I'm
I quit.
popping into your stupid microphone.
That was from the critic, wasn't
Yes,
it?
it was.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
like
I mean,
one of those-
it actually happened because
No, but that particular iteration
particular
of the
podcast.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Maurice LaMarche, which is just
Yeah.
wherever he goes.
Yeah, he's done the Orson.
did
He's done
that.
the Orson Welles reading the ad thing twice now that I'm aware of.
Yeah, he did on that, and he did on
Yep.
Piggy in the Brain.
Yep,
Yes,
did I'm
he
Piggy in the
did
Brain,
a
yeah.
version of.
What child watching Piggy in the Brain would have any appreciation?
I will say this: given when this happened, when that came out, I was watching the show and I loved it to death, but I was in college, so
Yeah, you've never
There's a
seen
whole
that
lot
before,
of
Nick.
tripe, you know that.
We'll have to share it with you, Nick, after this. So
the long and short of it is,
Anyways.
the thing about Animaniacs is it was very clearly also targeted at people my age when it came out.
Yeah,
So-
it was not for children. It was basically for everyone.
the
Quick, look at
Something that a lot of
Quick, look at fingerprints. I found him right here. No, fingerprints. No, thank you.
I honestly don't know.
I don't think
Anyways,
so.
let's move on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so there's a bottle of good stuff or potentially bad stuff there.
I
Okay.
think so.
It's perfectly safe.
I bet it's delicious. Don't touch it.
I actually have a go ahead. I actually have an inkling Cameron might actually know something about this.
All right.
Like
so
out of character, I think I know what the score here is, but
Yeah.
Cito does not understand Faye enough to really get that.
yeah, I don't know if this would fall into any layer of familiarity for those of us who aren't Glicks in terms of what the Unseelie Court is and so on. I just don't know.
That's fair.
All right,
about that.
I mean, that's the where like
folks, get ready for a fairy tale, literally. So you got fairies.
tales?
Yes, you got fairies. These guys
Yes.
are real. You got basically 2, 3 technically, but we're only going to worry about 2. We've got the Seelie Court. We've got the Unseelie Court. We've got also called the summer and the winter. Light, dark, whatever. All are assholes. To be clear, one is just really nicer about being an asshole than the other.
For clarification, what would the third be?
You got guys that sort of like sit in the middle and like do stuff for both sides. You can call them wild fae or just fairies or whatever.
Understood.
And why do you have previous contact with them?
Well, sometimes he's just sort of like wandering
Glicks.
in the woods. I'm telling this. I'm telling the story. Sometimes he's just wandering in the woods because you got kicked out of the tribe for being dumb, and you find a cottage, a nice, simple little cottage, and you sneak in, and you realize that's really terrible, and someone comes home, so you grab something, and get the fuck out.
Your instinct is to steal something when you are in danger of being caught trespassing.
And Jir just kind of nods and like points at Kalia, like I was about to say the exact same damn thing.
I mean, isn't it everybody's?
No.
You guys are weird. How do you survive?
I mean, stealing is only the instinct when it's something worth taking, but that's beside the point.
Well, I didn't have anything. Maybe they chased me. I need something to like defend myself with. So I grabbed a cleaver and ran.
Who breaks into a house unarmed?
Someone who doesn't have anything and needs to eat.
Right. So, to get the summary of it, you went into a house, didn't know what it was because you were hungry, looking for something to eat, heard someone came home, and you took, and Cameron gestures to the cleaver, and ran out.
Had to be grandmother Agathon's house.
Sorry. Could you repeat that, Eric? You're on the quiet side.
Oh, it
Yeah.
could just have to be grandmother Agathon's house, her little cottage. You guys know who she is, right?
Anyone can make an Arcana
Seriously.
check or a History check if they would like.
Oh, good.
You're,
I think I'll forgo it for Cito because I don't think Cito would have any concept.
Oh my
of
god. My -1 gave me the best roll out of everyone.
I was going to say, I might invoke inspiration before we go to bed tonight just to try to.
If you'd
revolt
like to, you may.
For the hell of it, why not?
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
My glory.
I will say this. Kalia, you actually rolled well enough that you've heard the name. Cameron, you've definitely heard of Grandma Agathon. And Injir, given the type of character you are, I will say 10 history is enough, actually.
like there's just a few blinks.
Yeah, Grandma Agathon.
Uh,
She's one of the more powerful. She's a fairly powerful unseelie court. She's basically a hag in the sort of
Basically,
fairy term.
She's basically the wicked witch in every fairy tale you've ever
Yeah,
heard.
basically.
I think there might be something wrong with your microphone, Eric, because you suddenly became a lot more quiet than before.
Yeah, like you might want to jiggle it a little.
And so your camera's
How's
just like.
this?
That's
There you
better.
go.
All right.
So what was that you said?
Just thinks,
Basically she's basically every wicked witch in every fairy tale you've ever heard.
Cameron just sort of thinks about this for a long moment, then it's just like, huh.
Yeah, she's a powerful archfey. She's not quite like Queen of the Winter Court powerful, but
Yeah.
We consider it a peer.
Yeah.
Cameron just sort of thinks about this for a moment, and then it's like, well, okay, that'd be wouldn't be the first time one of us just sort of accidentally ends up somewhere they shouldn't be. So, all right,
That would also explain why a minor fey noble is sucking up to her.
And you're just like, wait. You stole something from somebody who can follow you anywhere and show up at any time.
And
Day
any
or
woods.
night?
We're not in woods. These are jungles. That's why it wasn't her. She had to get a flunky to do it.
Also, to
Names
be
are
fair,
important.
Also, in Glix's honest defense here, Injir, I don't think Glix had any idea whose house they were in at the time, right?
Oh, I mean, it just seemed like a nice little cottage that smelled like cookies inside, and you go inside and there's lots of meat and some familiar shapes attached to the meat. So you kind of realize maybe this is the best place to get your food, and then she walks in, so you get the fuck out.
I also just had I have a fun little lore component about Feywild stuff, Peter. I was thinking about throwing out if it's okay.
Sure, if you want to.
Cameron then looks at the bottle of wine and is like, I've heard something about food from the Fae. Glix, maybe you can verify this. I've heard that if you aren't from there and you eat food from it, everything else tastes like nothing for a while afterwards.
Yeah, it's really good, and then everything else tastes like shit until you forget what it tasted like.
Be another reason to stay away from that.
Also, accepting gifts from any of these assholes puts you in their debt.
Oh gosh, they're Italian. I was like, oh wait.
He can say that.
Sketch can say that if he likes, I guess.
I'll allow it.
You'll allow it, buddy.
Didn't you know Ash is Judge Mills Lane?
So yeah, if you're gonna take anything from a fairy, just outright steal it.
Right. Right. Because then you're not in their
You've taken
debt.
the wrong lesson from all of this, personally.
So because you're saying that if you steal it, you aren't in their debt. You're just a target.
Trust me, that's a lot better than being in their debt.
Okay. Anyways. So, with that being said, this seems pretty safe to camp at for the time being.
I mean, dude made his play, so I think we're good.
Guess we might as well figure out our watch order for the time being then. Unless there's anything else you wanted to talk about regarding that, Glix.
I mean, guess it's just let you know that Bob says he's actually a demon prince that was bound to a cleaver by Grandma Agathon because he pissed her off.
I don't know what to think about that.
I mean, just gonna come out there. I'm not gonna bother whispering it because Bob can hear everything I say. Bob's crazy and might be delusional.
So you actually haven't been talking to yourself this entire time?
Oh, no. I mean, you spend a couple thousand years in complete sensory deprivation, you're gonna go a little crazy. I mean, it's perfectly understandable. Before I came along, he only ever could, see, feel, or hear if someone was actually holding the handle. So it's kind of the deal we made. he gets to see, feel, and hear things.
Right.
And you're just kind of sitting over here. It's like, okay, so your excuse for talking to yourself is that you're not crazy, but your knife is.
Cleaver, but yes.
And he can be a knife if he wants to be, but yeah.
You're just kind of throws his hands up, like he believes him, but he's like, this is so bullshit.
Cameron then just thinks like, huh? Why does she care about the gates?
I don't know. She's a crazy old witch that eats children.
I mean, how many? That just feels like that. There's just more.
It appears that we are.
I mean, apparently you guys have never heard a fairy tale, so she really likes secrets. This is probably when she doesn't know. She wants me to figure it out for her.
It appears that we are wandering into depths that we have not yet been prepared to tread.
I mean, it's kind of been the whole bag since we found that, like, crazy earth cultist. So, yeah.
I'm just sort of remarked that, like, it seems that there is multiple threads that kind of points to the gates between us, is all.
Very curious that the gods want no one to know about the gates, but things, given that you seem to be familiar with this individual, those who precede the current pantheon don't seem particularly keen on adhering to that line of thought. I imagine the fact that we've taken an interest is of interest to them.
And it also would appear that either Glix is being watched more closely than he had initially thought, or Agathon is capable of seeing these things because we are doing things that have attracted a great deal of attention from anyone who might be interested in these gates.
We did kind of wander through to, like, should not have been functional gates. So, and they worked.
Yeah, that's part of it for sure. The whole thing is just it's interesting and weird. So it does make me wonder about how freely I should be sharing information I get from these books with you, Glix.
I ain't agreed to nothing yet, so...
I mean...
if she could, like, watch everything I was seeing and doing, she wouldn't need me to go looking. She wouldn't need me to tell her anything. She wouldn't need to send a flunky.
Yes, but it does make me wonder if any of her flunkies might be trying to spy on us then. There's a shrug afterwards, and he's like, "What? Who am I kidding? I'll probably find something in here to pester you with, Glix, while beating you in a couple of hands of cards."
I mean, you can try.
All right. I think that means that I think for now we can at least break for camp.
Oh, yeah.
Here.
You can set up a watch schedule as you see fit. I will say nothing untowards happens during the night, though. I'm curious how much Glix is going to end up sleeping this evening.
Probably not sleeping.
That's kind of what I thought.
At some point, Kalia is going to be doing some prayer/meditation because she's been given a lot of stuff in the last couple of days to think about.
That is totally fair.
Like a lot of like whispered conversations with Pop in the corner.
Tito is going to continue to, we'll say, commune with the The plate.
Sure. You don't seem to get much else out of it at the moment. Honestly, if you try to read it too much, you start developing a headache. Honestly,
Ow.
yeah, it's one of those. Aha! Ah, yes, I'm. Oh, that's how you start accessing the information. Oh God, there's too much. Ow!
I think. Yeah.
Turning on the faucet directly into your brain.
Kind of.
Whichever shift Cameron happens to be on, he will be spending most of the time just poring over
Yep.
the journals.
Yeah, the journals
Whether he
largely
finds
are sort of rehashing a large part of the journals that you're reading, that you're currently reading, which are the more recent ones. Largely talk about. They're basically two sets of books that you've sort of stumbled, two sets of things that you've stumbled across. One is sort of documenting the overall process of researching the gates that they're doing, but there's not a lot of details in it. There's sort of more talking about, like, you know, who's been working on what, we're working on what section of the project and such. But the actual details are apparently recorded elsewhere. The other bits are from other sort of sections of the academy, sort of talking about like various projects going on in different parts of the academy. The larger portion seems to be from the battle college, sort of the school that focuses on tactical and strategic majory and such.
Okay.
So there's a lot of sort of talking about, you know, battle strategies and how to use magic in it and such. And I will say there are a couple of names that look familiar to you, Skitch. They're similar to names. They're at least similar to names of people that you knew when you were in the academy back when you were in the academy.
Yeah. Basically, last names that are the same as last names of peers.
Yes, but you know they actually have like rank. They have either like rank or like, you know, academic title or something instead.
And also, given the dates,
It also seems likely they're probably descendants. Yes.
Yes. That's sort of what Cameron's sort of inferring from that.
Like, I guess if like one of them was an elf, then maybe it could be the same person. But you know, an elf or a dwarf, maybe. But like, all right.
Yeah, but that's most of what Cameron's doing, and there might be some listless size or the like when he comes across names like that.
Kalia.
Yeah.
While you are meditating, you get sort of a vague premonition, and it's sort of hard to get it. You're not getting like raw actual, like, you know, haha, divine inspiration. No, it's just sort of a premonition, really, of like you're getting the impression that you're coming up soon on what the trial is actually going to. The trial that Mortis is setting before you is actually going to be.
Ooh, a sense of foreboding.
Yes, mostly, yeah. You're not again. It's sort of a case of it's more a case of you'll know. You get the impression that sort of you'll know it when you see it.
Okay.
Also, like it's a case of what you're currently doing is not the entirety of the trial. Is sort of a large part of it, basically.
Okay. I think I get what you're getting at, but I'll leave it unsaid.
Fair. All right. And anything else in the evening? Nope, that's about it.
That's cool. Nothing to worry about.
Injir.
Yes.
Yeah, you actually are getting sort of the one other thing the one thing you can't help but sort of get out of you can't get out of your head is sort of the sheer aura of just dread that was sort of encompassing around the primal beast of fire as it flew overhead. That just seems it echoes with you for some reason.
He just kind of feels it's like in his bones, like this is some kind of very terrible and great thing.
One of those. It's like it's like, wow, that was like, for
He would never admit it, but he was really impressed and kind of scared.
Oh yeah. It's one of those. So that's okay. That was real. Okay.
Of course, in the end thought of that is basically, I'm going to be like that.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, Injur's just over there going like,
Yep, goals.
Yeah.
Hashtag.
Yeah.
He's taking selfies while the colossal dragon's in the background, and he's trying to hide the mask of terror on his face.
Gotta have dreams.
Sure. Yeah. So yeah, it is morning. It is a new day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now.
Some of you are better rested than others.
Yeah.
Try to think here. Yeah, Cameron looks visibly tired as well.
Sure.
Okay, but you did that to yourself, though. So
I'm sorry. I didn't know that Cameron chose to have existential crises on a repeated basis.
you can have existential crises without burying your nose in a book every night. I assume. Just because I stayed up until 2 a.m. whenever I had to go to school at 7 in the morning, like every night in high school. Because I was too busy reading the book I wanted to read instead of the book I was supposed to read for class.
I feel called out.
Yeah.
I'm in this picture and don't like it.
Yeah, like
I didn't read.
Cameron's just like, it's a very different rationale.
Oh, sure, totally.
So.
I'm sorry, I was just calling on the relatability of staying up too late reading.
Right.
Yeah, I guess to be more accurate, it's not the reading that kept him up; it's thinking about what he read.
Oh, okay.
That's
Cameron is actually a very responsible bedtime reader. You're saying normally. Okay, this is very.
Well, that's not even it either.
Okay, in this case, he tried to be. All right.
At any rate,
quick question: is there a way to add custom spells at all to Beyond? I can't seem to find anything of such.
Yep, you have to use the homebrew creation tools to make a spell like that. Yeah, I can do so, and then they'll be available for you. That's fine.
All right.
Yes, because
I will leave that to you to figure out.
Sito may have access to a new spell.
Maybe.
If you want to, you can DM me the information. I can make it. Like,
Mecca would have that more readily than
I will send it
would.
to Sketch.
that's why I said, yeah, this is Peter can DM me the information. I'll make it.
You may want to tweak the wording slightly to work better with actual wording for D&D, but
I can. Don't worry.
yeah, it's here's the last version of it. Link there. Enjoy.
All right, I'll work on that. Well,
Enjoy. Anyways, so yes, yeah, it is morning, and you can set out on your journey back to the Temple of Mortis.
Yeah, let's do that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You should arrive by late evening, by nighttime, basically at the temple. Assuming you're willing to push on through a little bit of darkness. And given what's around the area around the temple, that's probably actually a good idea. Unless you feel like camping in the jungle anywhere near a massive undead army. I mean, that's up to you.
I don't see what could go wrong.
I
Listen, the way I spend my weekends is my business. You should not be invading my privacy in this manner.
I would prefer not to have to deal with that.
I'm sure it'd be fine. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Someone asks the question, what could possibly go wrong? Bubsy shows up.
All right. So, you trek on through the jungle through most of the morning and into the afternoon. Afternoon is when things start getting a little bit less nice, and it's never nice here. Like, it has been relatively pleasant, by which I mean, hot, oppressive, and biting insects. Now is when you get to you're creeping up the territory where there be undead near here. Kalia is now on edge.
Yeah. This is not, comfortable.
Yeah. So the question I have for the party is, how do you want to approach heading for the temple at this point? Do you want to take the direct route, go as quickly as possible? Do you want to try to skirt around any possible undead engagements? Or do you want to go seek out a group of undead and try to beat them up? I mean, those are all technical. The third one is not a wise option. I figured I technically listed as one that's possible.
So,
Right, I mean,
Eric
the thing
wants
is
to
that-
go find some undead and beat them up. Glix wants to skirt around and avoid them as much as possible. Because the undead rarely carry much in the way of actual shiny.
That is accurate, actually. You're right.
Using only 2 cents.
Yeah, Cito's is of ever the opinion of an unnecessary engagement is a waste of our time. We shouldn't bother.
We might
That's
have
not
more
fair.
trucks sneaking past while we have cover of night than last time. It was just like, let's just fucking run for it. So
Okay. So you would like to evade, then, is the impression I am getting. All right.
that's what I would like to try to do.
Very well.
Yes.
All right. Then, in that case,
I spoke purely on behalf of myself there because I know that I am the least likely to be able to fulfill that desire. So
that's fair. Well, I mean, to be fair, all right. So here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to describe to me as a group. I want you guys to come up with your plan for sort of avoiding being noticed by the undead in the area. I just want to know what your plan is for it, and it could be anything. I'm interested to hear what sort of ideas you want to spitball at me.
I'm going to use Flock of Familiars to summon a flock of magpies and have them scout for us so that we can avoid any patrol.
I like it. There we go. That's a big plus in your favor. Well done. Okay, cool.
I will. Well, that'll only work in bursts, I guess. But I could, I guess, as we're moving forward, use my divine sense to kind of just occasionally do a sonar check.
Okay.
This, see if anything's
Yep.
nearby.
I think that's a big plus. I agree.
I'm pretty sure the only thing that Engineer can do to help is be sneaky and quiet.
Okay, then Injir wishes to be small and sneaky. Got it. Injir, I would like you to give me a stealth check then.
It's actually one of my best rolls. So I can't wait to ruin this.
Yeah.
Why did you say that?
No, you rolled a 22. You're fine. Okay. All right.
Man, you didn't roll 27? I was like, you didn't roll 27?
No, he did not. No, he's
Injir.
terrible. Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. Is there anything Cameron would like to do?
Just kind of go with what everyone else is doing right now. I'm still working on writing up this.
Oh, that's fair.
calendar.
I'll come back to you. Is there anything that Sita would like to do to contribute to this?
So this is kind of in the same territory of Kalia's whole thing, and is not quite, probably going to be as efficacious. But she could just toggle on detect magic
Okay.
every so
Nope,
often and just be like, oh, wait, hang on. That's something we don't want to step in right
That
there.
is
or
actually
something.
valid. That will also warn you if anybody tries scrying in your area. So,
Right.
all right, that adds to the list. Honestly, whatever Skitch wants to come up with Cameron, we'll add it to the list of stuff. But you guys have enough quote successes from all this stuff that you guys can basically skirt your way around. So as you travel through the woods, you do get from time to time warnings of pockets of undead, units of undead from from Glix's magpies. You've got an overall layout of the terrain. It's not the area you're in isn't too filled with undead, and as long as you skirt a bit up towards the north, you'll be able to avoid the main body, no problem. The only drawback is you will be getting to the temple at nighttime. Like you'll have to travel in the dark for a little while.
Oh no.
Fear of the dark.
It's traveling in the dark, even with dark vision, in a jungle is still not the best.
Yeah. You'll occasionally hear Kalia say some things you probably haven't heard.
There's also that you do have two humans in the party. Additionally, between Sito's detect magic and Kalia's divine sense, thank you, I couldn't remember the name of it. You are able to get you're able to
Kind of triangulate.
largely, yeah.
Kind of
Honestly,
lose
between the two of you, you're
capacity.
able to narrow down areas of potential danger and avoid them. Ingir's stealth roll is good enough to help compensate for the fact that Kalia is wearing, plate mail, or wearing heavy armor. I forget what type of armor Kalia wears off the top of my head.
I believe it is
Chainmail, that's right. Yeah, it is. Yeah, so to compensate for Kalia's heavy armor and any gaffes anybody else might make in trying to move sneakily, he's able to clear bits of stuff, like things that will be obviously noisy that would be easy to trot on and make noise out of the way and such, to minimize any issues that might come up. And you are able to, at this point, you're largely avoided the main body. The issue at this point is just trying to get through the rest of the forest in the dark. And I would like everyone to give me a perception roll and tell me what what it is if you take 10 also. So if you roll less than if you roll the 10, we'll take it as if you roll the 10.
Okay.
All right.
If I roll
14
less
is
than
my
a 10,
passive.
it is in fact a 10.
Ooh, 21.
Yep, that's definitely 10 times that
Right.
what I rolled.
All right, so Cito's effectively a 14. Glix is effectively a 10. Kalia is a 21 and rolled a 20 for that. Cameron rolled a 17.
Cameron
And
rolled a
Ingir rolled a
17.
22. Excellent. All right, yeah. You were able to work your way through the woods without actually too much effort, honestly. Glix stubs his toe a couple of times, but that's about it. Oh,
This is to be
yeah.
expected.
Oh, also gets Bob caught in some underbrush at one point.
What are you doing?
Just stop with the barbs. I know you're on edge, but I made a pun. I know you're on edge, but relax.
But at that point,
You tell me that he actually stopped to say, I made a pun.
At this point, you do stumble from the woods through into the clearing where the temple is, through the barrier. At this point, as you step through, Kalia, you detect two things. Well, you actually detect something of note. Standing on the other side of the barrier, across the way from where you guys came in, you can see an armored figure. Sort of standing at the barrier, glaring in. It is wearing ornate ornate black plate armor with gold inlay. It has a gigantic sword sort of slung over its back. You can sort of see the handle of what looks like clearly a two-handed sword over its back. It's wearing an open face helmet with a golden crown on the top of it. And you can see where its face should be, a skull lit up by dull blue flames where its eyes should be.
That hat.
And it's standing there sort of pacing back and forth, looking at the barrier, looking at the temple, looking back down at the barrier. It doesn't notice you yet as it gestures, and a zombie walks forward, hits the barrier, and sort of falls apart as it collapses to the ground. And you see the figure sort of shake its head, look up as you sort of stumble through into the area. It just looks at you, glaring.
Wave.
Kalia is going to glare back. I've got an idea.
I thought you might.
I encourage you to do this idea.
Remember how there were a couple of things that could fuel the barrier?
Oh,
I'm so glad that opportunity is coming up because I was just like, ooh, that's the one I want to do.
All right.
Hello, my friend. May I interest you in these fine leather jackets? Right this way, please.
All right, everyone, put on your fake mustaches.
All right. Okay. That's interesting. So, what are you guys doing?
I was not prepared for this.
No, that's not what I mean, but well, sort of, but anyways. What are you guys doing at this point?
Oh man. Okay, so the barrier is keeping everything at bay. Peter.
Yep.
At what point did the log device turn off?
Oh,
Was it actually within the temple?
Oh, yeah, it could not leave the temple itself.
Okay, and the barrier is significantly further away from that. Okay. Here. So I know what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I need to figure out a way to actually do it.
That's fine. That is a fair.
so we want to bring it into the temple. That means we're going to have to turn off the barrier, which means we have to be inside.
Right.
Have we considered just pushing him through the barrier? Maybe he can't willingly cross. But if we drag him through,
That's possible.
It's kind of a shame that Kalia ended up making first contact with this dude, because had it been any of the rest of us, we might have been able to fast talk him. But, Captain Mortis over here is probably not going to allow us the opportunity of any ruses. Not by choice, just by virtue of the fact that he's going to see the symbol and then just be like, no.
Oh, no. It's aware of what Kali is, even without seeing a symbol.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
No, I will say this.
Kalia's identity is not in question.
It is not quite
with
as
this
bad
individual.
as 2nd edition D&D being a paladin in Ravenloft.
Oh boy.
Or you just light up like a
Yes.
beacon.
Paladin here. Paladin here. But yeah. It knows what you are.
Yeah, that's basically what I mean. Like, any of the rest of us would potentially have the opportunity for diplomacy, as it were. No such luck here. This is not happening.
So where are we positioned in
That's actually-
relation to the
Actually, you know what?
barrier and this
You know what I
thing?
can do? Hang on a minute. Let me go
Have
to.
time.
I actually have a map that I just remembered I have.
oh, excellent.
We're gonna need to update tokens.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember
we're
you
probably-
had that
we're-
one map that we ended up not
Yep.
using because we didn't actually.
Yes,
fight
because
the
you actually
front door.
sort of talked your way through it effectively. All right. So I'm going to hang on. Let me drag the thing over here so that you guys are on the correct map. We're not going to do the fight this week if the fight's happening for what I like to call. I haven't updated your tokens yet for reasons.
Right.
I completely forgot about that. That's was like the word mentioned. I was like, oh shit, that's what I forgot to do. Also, like want to fiddle with the setup of the fight a bit, but we can definitely do the prelims for it. So you guys are sort of over here-ish. And I will drag the other tokens onto the map here in a second if I can find them. And yeah, hang on. We're just going to move the constructs out of the way. I don't know if they'll get involved in this. It doesn't really matter if they do at the moment. Oh, no, he's on there already. There's Kalia, Clicks, and Injure. All right, you guys are in sort of this general area, and I'm going to grab. I need to see if I can find a token for it. A token I can use.
I do have the spell made.
Oh,
by the
awesome!
way.
Sweet.
We'll need to see if it works, but I'll check.
All right. Yeah, I'm just grabbing something for a short-term thing here. Where's thing? There's that. Where's my folder of tokens? There it is. Do I have a token that is remotely appropriate for this that I forgot to copy over? Trying to see if I don't remember if I made a skeletal knight token or not at some point. I don't think I did. Oh well. I'll put something on the map just so you have a rough positioning thing for it. Yeah, I don't think I had any free will undead tokens at this point. Because you guys hadn't fought any yet. Well, I'm just going to grab a skeleton for the time being, just so you guys have a rough idea. It is also not that big. There. It is roughly human size. Yeah, it is like back over here. On the opposite side of the map, basically. Up here. So, in case you can't see, it's down there. It is a ways away. The barrier sort of... sort of cuts along like that, basically. If you guys can see it.
All right. Yep. The spell works as intended.
Excellent.
So it is might have to reload the character stuff, but it is available as a cantrip that you can add.
Excellent. Cool. Yeah, so, yeah. Basically, due to the information Sito has had crammed in her head, she has developed a new cantrip for herself.
Okay.
But yeah, so that is roughly the situation as you were seeing it. There are a bunch of undead with him also. I'm just
Right.
I just want to get a positioning thing there for you. And yeah, you do notice there are a bunch of broken and fallen apart, dead bodies along the barrier.
Okay. I think I know what I want.
All right.
All right.
Actually,
Kalia is going to stride to with easy conversational distance of this thing.
okay. Wherever,
And
place
she's
yourself where you want, where you think that would be roughly, if you'd like.
Okay. Are we talking at this bottom corner of the map here?
I mean, he's down there. You could be sort of you could probably hold the conversation from further away.
I could be within the barrier.
Yes, you can be within the barrier, yeah.
Okay. Oh, across the way. Okay, got it. So we came out to inside the barrier. Okay.
Yeah, you crossed over the barrier inside, and yeah, if you want to be that close, you're welcome to be. Although I will say they, while they can't cross, weapons can.
Yeah, I can't imagine engineers
let's be behind this. Let's be behind this little rock here.
I was about to say
so I can duck behind it if they really want.
Arrows exist. So what I'm thinking.
Right. Okay.
This is where engineers are going to use his reaction to just jump out and snatch an arrow.
All right. So yes, Kalia, what would you like to do?
I'm going to look at the skeletal figure thing, and I'm just going to say, "Are you capable of speech?"
Oh shoot! Damn it! Hang on. I have something I might be able to do. Oh, is this set up for it now?
Oh dear.
Oh no, I'm not set up for it. Shit, never mind.
Ah,
My voice mod thing
goodness.
is not set up for Discord for stream at the moment. Shit.
So it's like, well, the zombies don't sound like speaking spells. At
Yeah,
least. I could cover that.
Now, as much as like, oh, I think I've got a voice mod that would be great for this. Oh shit, I'm not set up for the new mic.
Oh wow.
Look, it's a paladin of Mortis.
Some shit like that.
Your army seems strange, but okay. Look, everyone.
I am capable of speech. Yes.
Good.
But
It doesn't seem your army can cross the barrier.
Not at the moment.
And can you?
Unclear.
You should totally try. Come on through.
I am considering it.
Do it. Do it. If you weren't a coward, you'd do it.
Your goblin
What a
thinks he's
coward.
clever, doesn't he?
I have a proposal for you.
A proposal from a follower of Mortis? I am interested.
Yes.
Speak.
Kalia will hold up the actually come to the sorry. She'll gesture over to Glix and she'll mime taking out the rod.
I'll pull out the rod.
Interesting.
My friends and I have a way of repowering the barrier so that you and your army can never get inside of it. However, if we are to do so, that would mean that we would simply leave you to sit out there. And you, I cannot allow to exist any longer. So, my proposal is this. You and me. If you win, then you have your way inside. If I win, then you are destroyed.
Oh, it has been years. It has been many, many, many years since a mortal has dared challenge me personally. I am intrigued, follower of Mortis.
Are you sure this is a good idea?
A duel, one-on-one. If I win, you turn over the rod?
You are free to take it from my corpse.
I like it. Very well. We will arrange for a duel at the proper time then. When do you wish to meet me on the field of battle?
You may choose the time. I know the place.
Really? Where?
She'll gesture behind her towards the temple. I'll even let you inside.
I admire your audacity, mortal. Very well. Tomorrow, sundown.
Kalia will not.
He turns around, gestures, as his army walks off with him. As he walks off back into the forest, his laughter echoing.
Golly, fellow that.
He seems happy.
I think you touched his funny bone.
Oh, an entirely unrelated thing. Like, how would I power up the field if I were the only one able to do so?
Power up the
And
what?
can it power up the barrier if I'm the only one able to do so?
Oh, I mean, obviously we gotta turn it off so he can come inside.
Yeah, but how would I turn it back on?
I don't know.
Preferably
You
while
don't
he's
know.
inside.
We might be able to. We have a day to prepare. I might be able to gather certain information that will allow for this.
Well, I trust that you have confidence in your ability to see this through, Kalia. Whether or not you have a specific plan,
I have an inkling of both.
We should think a backup plan in case this
no. You need
thing
a backup plan.
decides to send the army in.
Well, depending on this entity's sense of either power or even its sense of self-imposed codes, it may honor the request properly. I'm still concerned about other things that might be at play, though.
That's true. Although, last time I checked, when a necromancer dies, doesn't necessarily mean that their minions die. Sometimes they just start going through the countryside, eating people.
Well, if the entire army forms a ring around the temple and then the barrier gets repowered, that solves itself.
True.
I'm just saying, like, it might be possible to hedge our bets.
A possibility. Whether or not our bets need to be hedged or not, that to be seen. But
Anyway, we should go inside the
You
temple.
probably should go inside the
Yeah.
temple. Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Let's go inside the temple.
You go inside the
I
temple.
don't know.
Inside the temple.
No, I don't
Engineer.
agree. You know what?
Engineer,
You know
who's
what?
at the statues?
You what, gang? I learned something. Maybe we shouldn't go into the temple. Just go in.
So why'd you want me to show him the rod when we could have just like picked something stupid and said that was the rod, and then we could use it to power it up while you're fighting him? Because it seems like the obvious thing to do.
My intention with him was to be honest, so that he would not see the deception.
Okay, then while you're being honest, I'm going to be deceptive. And I'm going to power this thing up. I mean, no, I'm not. Why would I do such a dishonorable thing?
That's not my point. I have a suspicion. I need to verify something first,
Okay.
though. Once we get inside the
Okay.
temple, I'm going to take out the information chip
Sure.
thing. And I guess after getting the pleasantries
Yep.
out of the way with the AI, I'm going to say, how does one go about causing a high level of undead to use to power the barrier?
Interesting. Well, one would need to have it still unalive, as it were, standing within one of the ritual circles inside the temple that are connected to the barrier. And then one would need to destroy it within the ritual circle.
Perfect. I will need directions to these circles.
Absolutely.
And
There are several within the temple that should suffice for the purpose. You may choose one that actually that you think would suit. That would be that you may choose which one you like best. I mean, they're basically all function identical.
Okay, so that's that. Good. I can't control what you guys are going to do in terms of making backup plans and stuff, but this is what Kalia is actually planning to do. Like, I'll just tell you that much. So, let's see, so there's that.
So we should definitely cover the ritual circle in like tapestries or rugs or something, so dead guy doesn't know what's happening.
There's a suspicious amount of carpeting in the middle of this room, and none along the walls.
Honestly,
I've got bad arches. I need the cushioning.
honestly, I'm not sure it would really make a difference to him.
It'll make a difference to me, so I'm going to assume that it's going to make a difference to him.
My point is, he thinks he's going to kill me regardless.
Yes, that was going to be my only comment, Kalia, is that there might be a way to use, well, effectively, this entity's hubris against itself in some way.
It's entirely possible.
That seems actually quite likely.
If I may offer a notation. As I recall the arrangement regarding the artifacts of Mortis, the condition for the scythe was that it could not leave the premises. If the duel occurs on the premises, it is free for us to make use.
Is that the actual wording?
I mean, you could also just return the crown.
That too.
I will also not mention for no particular reason that the rod of lordly might that you guys have that rod thing converts into a battle axe. I just mentioned this for no reason.
Oh yeah,
Right.
that's a good point.
Not that
you're probably gonna
Kalia
want
uses a
that
battle
because-
axe.
No, it's not.
By the way, I forgot
Yeah,
that we have a battle axe when I picked it as the artifact. I was like, oh, that's even better.
Cameron just sort of thinks here, like, besides, there's not much that this entity knows about you, Kalia, other than, well, your allegiance and everything else, right?
True.
It can probably
So-
guess that she's a paladin, but
Sure, but
I make it kind of obvious.
just a little bit.
Cameron's point is that, whatever strength this entity has, that's an unknown. But your strength and resources are an unknown to them as well. So, being honest and upfront like you were might make it think that you either presume to have higher strength than you might let on, or that you're just an easy mark from their perspective. Either way, luring it into a sense of ease might lead to mistakes one way or another.
You are
Besides-
suggesting that I give it no reason to think that I am as strong as I actually am.
There's no advantage in doing so, right?
Another way to think of it would be give it no reason to think that it has cause for concern.
For example, most people would look at this, as Cameron points to his sidearm, and think of it as a weapon, let alone a ranged weapon. And while it may be evasive to not bring that to their attention up front, it's not duplicitous at all to simply not bring any attention to it until it's relevant.
You sure you've never heard of fairies before?
Actually, Skish had, I think.
Well,
I think
Oh,
Cameron
right.
had.
For in any sort of war scenario, information is of utmost importance, and what your opponent does not know about you is just as important as what you know about them. So, as far as I can tell, the fact that we have access to the location in advance means we could prep it, as Glix is suggesting. I don't even think that's necessary. That entity has never been in this temple before, hasn't it?
As far as I
Unlikely.
can tell.
So,
Wait. Are you suggesting that I lay a trap?
no, strictly necessary.
No. You do what you do. We'll lay the trap. You
No,
made
I'm
a
not even
promise.
suggesting
You
that.
keep
I
that
mean-
promise.
I
We made no promises.
I can't stop Glix from doing what Glix is going to do, Kalia. I'm saying that might happen, but that's not my necessarily. I'm saying there are resources.
Kalia starts to rubber temple. Like,
I'm saying that there's resources here that you have access to that it doesn't know about.
As as a complete and total aside, that doesn't mean anything at all, and it's just at a point of curiosity. Can you make holy water?
No.
Oh, boo.
All I'm saying, Colin,
Let's cut things for a moment. I could possibly make a healing potion between now if you need an edge.
I was just thinking we could like make a whole bunch of holy water and then like dump it on him in the middle of the fight. Not
Just
gonna
make a
affect
duck
you.
tank.
Yeah, basically.
All right.
No.
Okay,
You make
okay.
a bucket of holy water and you set it above the door frame and just walk
Yeah.
right in.
Dumps it on him.
Isn't that what they?
Yeah,
isn't that what happens in Good Omens?
like
Yeah,
wouldn't
that is
know.
actually. Now that you mention it.
Cameron will say, like, in any case, what I'm just simply saying is that, while there are lies, damned lies, statistics, lies by omission, cooking the books, I'm not saying we necessarily need to do any of those things. I'm simply saying your opponent does not know everything about what you're capable of or what you can do within this space. And I'm saying that that's something that you can use to your advantage.
I have made a promise with the knight that I will step against it in one-on-one combat at a place of my choosing at a time of his choosing.
Correct.
I will hold to that vow. Anything that happens before or after, I will do nothing to use to my advantage to affect the duel, but I will also do nothing to prevent you from taking what actions you feel are best. For example, if it should kill me, if you wish to destroy it in turn, I would understand.
I appreciate the approval to instigate a revenge plot. If I would, that's kind of low on my list of gambits in terms of deployment here, to say the least. At the very least, I do intend to cheer you on from the sidelines, as it were.
And only cheer you on.
But in the meantime, if there's anything
I
we can
imagine
do-
I could provide some encouragement before things begin.
In the meantime, I also have something that I should check on while I am certain to have the chance. And she's also going to hold up the information bead thing
Okay.
again.
Yes.
Why was there conflict between Pyros and Terra and Mortis?
I do not know the full details. All I know is that Terra and Mortis decided to side, apparently, decided to side with those that were fighting against the current pantheon at some point. I do not know I do not know why they chose that decision, but we followed them, for they are Mortis and they are Terra. But there was the decision made that the old gods, as it were, as far as you are concerned, in your time, the old gods were in the wrong and needed to be turned against. Unfortunately, we were not privy to the actual reason.
A fragment of Pyros referred to Mortis as a traitor.
I would imagine from the old gods' perspective, the Mortis and Terra would in fact betray them and would therefore be considered traitors, I guess, from their perspective. They were once allies and switched sides.
Do we know how long ago? Sorry, in terms of like the general timeline, how long ago this temple was from?
At least a century, at least a millennia.
Okay.
I mean, actually, the War of the Gods was like half a millennia ago, but this definitely predates that. So,
Okay.
the exactly how long it was is sort of a bit fuzzy.
Right.
A lot of bad stuff happened to the world during the war.
Yeah. Does anyone know what the? Do you know what the purpose of the gates were?
As far as we're aware, the gates the gates have been around for as long as we are aware. We're not sure exactly when they were made, but they are a transportation network as far as we are aware, and nothing more. Though in-depth knowledge of exactly how the gates work is not particularly well known.
I see. It was the stance of the gods, the newer gods, and Mortis, and Terra, and those that allied with them, that we should not know this.
I mean, yeah. As far as yeah, I mean, it's basically go ahead and use them, but that's all. I mean, they're there already, so sure.
Very well.
But yeah, it's like it's sort of a case of we're not entirely sure why no one really looked into the gates much, but no one really looked into the gates much.
And then they did, and then they found out.
Well,
Fucked around. And they
Okay.
found out.
well, Kalia will put this away, and then she's going to be a bit disappointed.
I'm sorry. Unfortunately, they unfortunately don't have that information.
It's just like one of those things, like, well, why is there a kahu between them? We don't know. The gods just got angry at each other.
I mean, I'll say this: there is a reason. I just don't want to divulge it yet.
I know.
No, you don't.
It's like they had a good reason to go against the old gods, right? But
we assume so.
But they must have had a good reason, right?
I mean, they're the gods we worship, and we generally agree with their plans. So we'd assume they had a good plan, good reason.
Looks over, and then like cuts to Cameron, just looking at the books still.
I'm gonna run on the assumption that no one's ever got a plan ever, because every time someone says they have a plan, their plan is stupid and doesn't work.
Hey, Glix, I got a plan to beat you at cards tonight.
And it will be stupid and not work, because I'll win.
You sure? Are you sure?
Yeah, because that's how plans work. They're stupid and they don't work.
Sure they are.
All right. Anyway,
Which is why Kalia's going to fight this dead guy. And then the plan is for us to not pigpile him as soon as the opportunity approaches.
see, I'm wondering if Glix is trying to invoke the Airbud defense here. It's just like ain't no rule that says a goblin can't help out in a fight.
The Airbud defense.
I mean, that is actually literally mine, Eric's plan. Glix agreed to nothing. He is totally going to jump in.
Speaking out of character here, the sigil that is used to, destroy the undead in order to power the barrier, would that be the same place that the rod would need to be in order for it to be used as the battery
Yes.
for it? Okay.
Yeah, basically, it is any of those circles, magic circles, you could basically use to feed the mana. Mana can be fed from them into the barrier. Basically, is the long and short of it.
I just thought of something.
Okay. with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna get with Glix, I
Okay.
guess, and I guess just because presumably we're going to need to have like instruction on how to do all this and stuff
Sure.
anyway. So it'll be good for him to have it ahead of time. And I guess I'll use the info device with him so that we actually are familiar with the process of
Oh, sure.
doing that.
Yeah, honestly, it's surprisingly simple.
What does it require?
Basically, for the rod needs to be within the circle, and a particular incantation needs to be made. Basically, an incantation needs to be made, and a little bit of mana needs to be fed in the circle to prime it. Basically,
As a divine caster and not an arcane caster, am I capable of even doing
absolutely. Divine magic, arcane magic.
Yeah.
Pick a type of magic. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Do you mind if I give a quick little like out of character
Sure.
clarification about in 5th edition? There's no such thing as divine or
Yep.
arcane magic.
There's that also.
that? Oh, okay.
There's just spells and then spells that are part of your particular class. This is because of the overlap of how spells work in general. There is a single weave, and different classes have different ways of accessing the weave in order to engage in spell
Yep.
casting.
That wasn't why I was going with that, but I was going with that for simplicity.
Oh, no,
but
no,
that
no.
that works beautifully,
Not
Skitch.
everyone knows
Actually, I like that. Thank you. That's a big help. I forgot. I think I read that at some point and just forgot it.
In essence, spell casting is 5th edition is string theory. That's what it is.
Nice.
Because you cause vibrations in the weave, which induces physical effects in the world.
It is string theory. I love it.
Yeah, you hack the universe.
Yes, and different classes have different ways
Doing that.
of streamlining
Yep.
to do that. Yes.
All right. Cool.
But that is also it's not like Pathfinder 2nd edition where there are distinct arcane, divine, occult spells
Yep.
and stuff like that. So
Yep.
proceed however you wish with that.
No, I'm actually totally down with that. That works beautifully. That actually that ties into a lot of the way I sort of had things conceptualized. So yes.
There you
I
go.
think that might have been actually why I set a bunch of stuff up the way it was. I read that in the book and said, "Oh, that'll work beautifully with this," and then I've completely forgotten it because I wrote a lot of this world 2 years ago, or now 3, I think. Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
Entirely possible.
Anywho, is there anything else people need to do?
I think I know how to set off the anti-undead bomb.
And by the way, Glix, the
The
answer to that is
good for
Jesus.
Skeeto to also
yeah.
know.
Oh yeah,
since-
Glix, you can spread it to anybody you want to spread it to because it's shockingly easy.
It's really simple. You say "booba gooba dooba."
You say this
Exactly
phrase,
that
and you
phrase.
go mana in circle, poof, go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Something I realized too with Glix. Glix could attune himself to the rod, and then like just step into a circle and then summon the rod as his warlock weapon.
I mean, do you want Glix to go to a room and attune to the rod for an hour? I don't know.
You know what?
takes it-
That's
Sometimes
actually hilarious.
sometimes a young guy just needs to get in tune with his rock. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. The
Oh my god, this is an amazing plan. Why didn't I think of it? You can
also,
fight with the rod while I'm attuned to it. Should you start to lose, I'll just pull it in to another circle, and then do the thing.
Yeah,
I mean, my idea was that I would fight him in the circle, and if it started going wrong, I would just do it while he was in the circle.
Yeah, I mean, like that's sort of like alluded, like what Cameron was like alluding to. Honestly, was the fact that like you said you could fight him here. You did not agree to any terms about how you would fight them.
Yeah.
Well, and also I said that I didn't say I would give him the rod if I lost. I said that he could take it from my corpse.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
no.
I noticed.
Like-
He noticed that too, but
But
But he's still just like, whatever. You're a weak mortal.
yes, yeah. As a matter of fact, yes.
but in any case, I also mentioned because attunement does take place over a short rest, so it's just very easy to make that joke.
Oh yeah, totally. All right. Yeah.
so there's the plan B in case something happens to the Kalia. Kalia can't.
Yeah, like if he crits Kalia to 0 or something.
Yeah, it's like nope.
Like, if the dice completely betray you guys.
I mean, I don't. I'll let it.
They would never do that, Nick.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything.
All right. If there's nothing else,
I'm just going to say that I have been on the receiving end of Mecha's Apocalypse dice many, many times, and I can verify it happens.
yeah. Anyways, if there's nothing else, I do. That's basically all I've got prepped for today. I did mention the chance be a bit short today. But
the only
like,
thing I can
Tito
think
will
of,
probably come up with something over the course of the
Yep.
week here, because like I in the immediate don't have anything, but like
yeah,
beyond,
absolutely. If you guys
like,
want to add something,
you know-
like come up with something during the week,
well,
let me know.
I
But
mean,
yes.
the only other thing I wanted to,
But-
the only thing I could think of is that while people are planning and plotting, Cameron did want to. We don't need to do a scene for this
Okay.
necessarily,
It's up
but
to you.
share some of the basics of his findings and reading the journals with Cito about like what people were doing in terms of researching the gate back in it. If Theodore has anything, if Theodore wants to do anything in response to that or seeing things out, we can do that. But that's something that Cameron does do.
That's fair.
that's something I would like to address next week.
Okay.
That's fair. Cool. All right. So in that case, I think we'll wrap up early this week because, as I said, didn't get as much prep time in this week as I wanted to, and I'm feeling a little under the weather today. I'm okay overall, but I'm just like, bleh. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this week. Also, if you're watching this, let me know how the audio levels are relative to each other. I've got a brand new mic and I've done some checking, but I need to do more testing of it during the week at some point, I think, but we'll see. But yeah, let me know. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hit like, subscribe, etc. You know the whole dealio. Leave a comment, etc. It's all appreciated, and let people know if you enjoyed the game. Let other people know. But that's gonna do it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back next week, I think, with more of this tomfoolery. And Kalia will totally be doing a totally honorable duel with a skeletal warrior of some sort.
I mean, she'll be trying.
She'll be trying to be honorable. I mean,
Yeah, fair. But that's gonna do it. Bye-bye.
he's surrounded by unhonorable
Well,
people.
that's fair.
See ya.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.